Time for 3 at 32 with Elliotte Friedman. 3 at 32 brought to you by GMC and the new Sierra AT4X. Good dinner last night, my friend?
Very good. Did you have a good one last night?
Yeah, it was very good.
Nice.
I'm still full, to be honest.
I know that feeling. A lot of brisket.
Yeah, a lot
of turkey.
And a lot of it, yeah.
A lot of baked carrots.
Yeah.
A lot of
gefilte fish.
Gefilte fish.
Fish,
Yeah,
yes.
baked. That's big.
I just like saying gefilte fish.
It's tasty.
It's fun to say.
Yeah.
Jesse had a text from Dad yesterday, though, in the middle of the show that
What
said,
was it?
We're starting dinner without you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. 6:30, shows off at 7. I don't think I
Nice
told
family
them.
you got there.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's all right.
Well, he made them wait.
I still got the food. It's all
You know
good.
what? If they really loved you, they would have waited.
I'll take it.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Exactly.
Almost fitting that Calgary won that game last night, given the way the seasons have gone for both those squads.
Look, we're in the business of high-quality entertainment, as everybody can see, and that is best for high-quality entertainment. You want a playoff race, you got a playoff race. The thing is, and I do believe this, I think great teams are good teams when they have their opponent down and they have the hand around the throat. I know this is not the best imagery, but they choke out their opponent, right? They choke them out. And
you're just talking about UFC style chokeouts.
Yes, and the thing about the Jets is they've had some opportunities to end the Western Conference race this year. I really thought a couple weeks ago when they started Hellebuck on that back-to-back in Florida and they got out of there great, that it was over. They were going to coast to the playoffs, and it just hasn't happened. Now, they still have the math. They have the best math. They have the best goalie, and that's why I still think they've got the best chance, but boy, they've made this way more interesting than they needed it to be.
Which franchise needs it more? Calgary or Winnipeg? Because it both seems like they are on the precipice of some change.
I don't even know how you answer that question. Neither one of these teams really likes the idea of missing the playoffs this year. The Jets for the obvious reasons, and the Flames because they thought they were going to be fine with the deals they made. I don't think anyone's looking at here and saying anyone's better off if they don't make it.
Right. The Edmonton Oilers have looked pretty damn good over the last little while. Now 3 players to hit 100 is Ryan. And I was saying earlier about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 12 years to get to the 100. He's been through some of those lean times in Edmonton. It seems like a lot of folks are cheering for that guy to have some success, and he's had it this year.
Well, I think the other thing too is if he spends this entire contract in Edmonton, and there's no reason to believe he's going to be elsewhere, he's going to play the most games in the history of the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah. And you really think about that. That's pretty incredible when you think about all the players who've been through there. That's the one thing. I think he's a really low maintenance, unassuming guy. And I think that's one of the reasons. That's what I like about people. The people I work with, Amber, high maintenance, off the chart, high maintenance. If his one hair is out of place, the guy can barely function.
Me too, yeah.
I really love low maintenance people. And
BX,
BX, that's not a low maintenance guy. But that's the thing, doesn't complain a lot, does his job. I was looking at his splits last night. I think he's got 56 of his points on the power play, which is just hilarious. But I'm a guy like that. You're really happy for, and I think it's a great thing for Nugent-Hopkins. I'll tell you something else. I go through every other day. I'm this person isn't getting enough love in the Calder Trophy voting. Last week there was Jake Sanderson.
Right. It seems like Matty Beniers is kind of home and cool.
But I got to tell you, Stuart Skinner. You can make a real good argument that he should be the Calder Trophy winner this year.
Yeah, I got money on Beniers, so I'll tell you to shut your mouth. But I understand the argument. Beniers is a 200-foot player and he can score goals. But no, this is the way that he is played. And I said this to Jesse earlier. We know they can outscore teams if they can play the way they've played over the last week or two. This is your Western Conference champ. That's not a hot take. If they defend, they will win a lot.
They're deeper than they were last year. They're a better team than they were last year. They got to get stops. And you go through that Western Conference, there aren't too many goalies that you look at are significantly better than anybody else. So your whole goal here in the playoffs in the West, like I think Ottinger is a bit of a cut above, and I think Hellebuck is too, and I think, well, you don't have Nashville on the board because you guys hate Tennessee, but if Saros gets in there, like he's a cut above. But other than that, all you need is your goalie to make one more save than the other guy, right? And Skinner has shown that he can do that. And now that I know that you have money on Beniers, I am going to be on the anybody but Beniers train for the next week. So by the time
I wonder what the cash out is. I put up a significant amount.
If I was you, I would hit that right now before I start that campaign. No, I just think it's. You know what I think? You know what I think happens?
You're an East Coast biased guy.
No.
Sorry,
I'll tell you.
Saying that Skinner isn't on it.
I have two. Yeah, Skinner's not exactly. I have two thoughts on this. Number one, I think that.
I love how you like my excuse for you on the East Coast bias thing.
I think one thing that happens in voting is I think that whoever
finishes strong.
There's a recency bias. I think that's the phrase I'm looking for. And I think
Jesse's the king of the recency
I think
bias.
Recency bias is a big thing. And the other thing, too, is we always get, and this happens all the time in voting, is like hipster voting. Like Beniers is the guy who's kind of been the guy for all year long, and then, well, everybody's going Beniers. I'm going to be the hipster, and I'm going to vote for this person. So I do think that kind of stuff
get a sleeve tattoo.
By the way, I used to do betting wagering on awards, but now I can't do that. I have a vote.